Hey everyone, this is Carla, and welcome to the 7 lessons learned from my Azure Data Fundamentals. So, this past Sunday, October 18th, 2020, I passed my DP900 Azure Data Fundamentals, and I wanted to give you the 7 lessons learned regarding this certification, as it's a foundational one for Microsoft Azure Cloud. So, number one, for me, having AZ900 or Azure Fundamental helped a lot. I didn't have to start off from scratch, so I knew a lot of the services. I also worked a lot on the Azure portal, and that becoming very helpful later on in this video because having knowledge is very important. Number two, it's essential that you have some type of working knowledge or at least a basic understanding of SQL and big data, because a lot of this focuses on SQL, NoSQL, and big data services from Azure. So if you don't have that, and this is going to be your first one because you want to get into Azure databases, then I would recommend that you have some type of knowledge in those areas. Number three, in my experience, I had more questions on the DP900 than the AZ900. So I had 28 questions for Azure Fundamentals. I had 49 questions for Azure Data Fundamentals. That is a big difference. Especially since they're both foundational and fundamental exams, you have more questions. And I wanted to point that out because that was big. That was something that I was looking for and researching upon passing it, like how many questions there were. So for me, I received 49 to the 28 for Azure Fundamentals. Number four is there's demand for Azure Data Fundamentals. And I learned this week, some good and some, not so good. First, a lot of people are seeing this as a stepping stone for the big data or some type of data engineer, the higher level Azure cloud computing certs. Well, that's great. This can be started even though it's optional. However, what I also learned this week is because people are seeing the demand for this exam take off, there's a lot of people just creating courses out of nowhere. And that's something I warned against. I'll put the link for my live stream in the description here. So whether or not you're watching it on the blog or you're watching this on YouTube, that you can know more about it. In that video, I talked about the 4 resources that I use to pass. I'm very big on integrity and making sure that you're not putting good money after bad, because certification are very important, but I don't want you spending unnecessary money to obtain the certification. Number 5, Microsoft Learning Path is very important. If you go to the DP900 exam page, at the bottom, it has a self-paced learning. That helped me a lot, especially with the sandbox learning. So if you have a free account with Azure, you can log onto the sandbox and do the work and learn more about the SQL and the big data. That really helped a lot. But Microsoft does provide self-paced learning towards passing this exam. I would do it. Previous to this, I passed and completed the Microsoft Ignite Azure Data and Artificial Intelligence Challenge. That was from, I believe, September the 22nd, 2020 to October the 7th. That was my beginning foray into pursuing Azure Data Fundamentals. But the Microsoft Learning Path, which is on the DP900 certified exam page, really helped me. So go through all of those modules because they were really helpful, especially the hands-on learning. Number 6 is it equipped me with more Azure computing skills. I got my hands a lot dirtier in Azure Data versus the Azure Fundamentals. Working with different types of Azure services would really help, and that's something that I could put on my resume or something I could just put out there and say that I actually know. Passing this had me revamp my resume to add a labs, hackathon, and challenges section on my resume to document the cloud skill challenges as well as the start dev change challenges that I've completed. Upon receiving them, I received a free exam voucher. I used that exam voucher to pass my Azure Data Fundamental. I will put that in the description because as of this recording, it is Friday, October 23rd, 2020, and the Start Dev challenges for both Power Platform Fundamentals and Azure Fundamentals are still valid until November 14th, 2020. So completing those would really help you get a free exam voucher, which is great. That can go towards passing exams such as this. And then number 7 is passing the Azure Data Fundamentals gave me a even more solid ground and foundation to pass the Microsoft AI Fundamentals, which is AI 900, and the Microsoft Administrator Associate, which is AZ 104. I've been talking about getting an associate Azure because I'm very big on multi-cloud. Multi-cloud is learning more than one cloud computing vendor language. As of right now, I'm proficient in Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So these are the 7 lessons learned from my passing my Azure Data Fundamentals. I hope you liked the video. You can check me out at carlarjenkins.com/contact to get in touch with me. Also, that's where all my universal social media handle is. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button and the bell icon to never miss any videos. My videos are about this, which is cloud, also IT service management and project management professional certification and professional development. So check me out. If you're not watching on YouTube, you can sub to my YouTube at carlarjenkins.com/YouTube channel. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching and going out there and get your Azure certification.